Now on WKRG News 5.
We are taking our show on the road. We're live tonight in Foley, Alabama, one of the fastest growing cities in the Southeast.
We'll show you what's in store for the city's future and take you on a journey of Foley's interesting past.
I'm Jessica Taloni in the News 5 newsroom. I'll have today's news, including a growing movement in Biola Battery to ask the city's controversial mayor to resign. We'll have that and more coming up on News 5 at 6 o'clock.
From WKRG News 5, the Gulf Coast news leader in high definition. The news starts now.
First on 5, we are back on the road again. Today's hometown tour in beautiful Foley, Alabama, the Forward City. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Mel Shower.
And I'm Roseanne Haven. We're coming to you live from the United Bank in fantastic Foley, Alabama. Foley is our second stop of our hometown tours here in Baldwin County. You know, last week we were in Fairhope, now we are in Foley, which is only like 8 miles from Alabama's gorgeous beaches. You can't beat that. Known as the heart of the American Riviera, almost 15,000 people call Foley home. The city boasts 10 parks, 8 tennis courts, 2 museums, and a very rich history, Mel.
The city was founded by John Foley of Chicago. He heard about the beauty of South Baldwin County, bought up around 50,000 acres. He wanted to make it easier to get to Foley, so using his own money, he laid rails from Bay Minette to Foley, building the first railroad station in 1905, which is now the city's museum. News 5's Blake Brown will have more on that coming up later.
And you know, key players in Alabama football and the NFL have called the city of Foley home. You know who I'm talking about. Tide superstar Julio Jones making us proud. He's from the Forward City. He started his career at Foley High School, and his sophomore year he led the Tide to a 14-0 season, including a BCS championship last year. Now he is in the NFL playing for the Atlanta Falcons.
Well, another Foley native turned NFL superstar, Kenny the Snake Stabler. He played football at Foley High, leading the team to an astounding 29-1 record. He also was recruited by Bear Bryant to play for the Crimson Tide back in 1965. He was later drafted, becoming an NFL quarterback for the Oakland Raiders, Houston Oilers, and the New Orleans Saints.
And you know, Mel, it's not just sports superstars unique to Foley. Every summer, the skies over Baldwin County fill with color. It's just breathtaking. I'm talking about the Gulf Coast Balloon Festival. Dozens of balloons take to the sky for an absolutely spectacular sight. The 3-day festival is one of Baldwin County's most popular events, attracting visitors all across the South.
And the book doesn't just stop there. There's a lot more to Foley's future.
Yes, you know, city officials say that the city of Foley is on the verge of something very creative, which will only enhance living here for the folks here and for the city as a whole. And someone who's found out all about that is News 5's Debbie Williams. Debbie joins us from one of the events that makes Foley so unique. Debbie?
This is an event, Roseanne, that is aimed at drawing people to the downtown area. They've got Uptown Foley going on. This is the second week for it. It is in an alleyway in downtown Foley where people bring in their arts and crafts, their farm produce, or their flowers. It's all an effort to bring people back to downtown Foley, where they say is the future of Foley's economy.
Every year, as many as 5 million people pass through the city of Foley.
And one of those positive changes could be another restaurant in downtown Foley. Now, I tried to find out who it was, but all we could get was there are 4 or 5 that are vying for a spot in downtown Foley, and they're working hard to land one of them, which would certainly help the streetscape here. Live in Foley, Debbie Williams, News 5.
All right, that's my cup of tea there.
I know you would like to be there.
Thank
you very much, Debbie. Joining us now is the mayor of this beautiful city of Foley, Mayor John Conyer, and thank you so much for having us
welcome
today.
to Foley.
Well, thank you.
Thank
welcome.
you.
Glad to have you.
We're glad
In
to
Debbie's report, she just mentioned that more than 5 million vehicles pass through here each year. How do you get them to stop in Foley?
Well, red lights. No. They stop to shop. Sometimes they'll buy groceries, head to the beach, but a lot of them just come back after they get down there and enjoy shopping and dining in Foley.
And Mayor, the city right now is in a great position. A lot of cities would envy right now. You have a budget surplus.
Well, we do. We've been very fortunate. We've been blessed. We've had very conservative stewardship of city funds over the years. We have a AA- bond rating, and the economy's come back. The beach is strong, and we're strong too, so it's a good situation.
And the shopping is very strong here. But folks, a lot of times, of course, are headed to our gorgeous beaches. Why? What makes them want to turn around and come back to Foley?
Variety. You know, people after a week at the beach, or as I told Mel, a rainy day brings them back up here too, because they can't go to the beach. So it's an opportunity to do different things, and they take advantage of it.
And I understand that your economy, like Roseanne mentioned, unlike so many other cities, you're doing quite well. I understand that you possibly are about to vote some of the employees a pay raise.
We did. We've approved the budget, and it's a 1.6% pay raise, but they haven't had one in 3 years. They deserve more. We hope we can do more eventually, but we are trying to do a little catch up for them.
And I understand that also the City Museum is very near where we are right now, that you have a lot of visitors there as well.
We do. We have an O-gauge railroad, which is a wonderful exhibit. It's a 1,400 square foot exhibit, the size of a house, with wonderful O-gauge railroad. It's for the young and the young in heart. It's a great exhibit. I hope you or your take your grandchildren there sometime. It's a great exhibit.
Tell us about the Graham Creek Reserve.
Graham Creek Reserve is almost 500 acres, and it's just south of town here. We bought it about 6 or 8 years ago. It has a lot of rare and endangered plants. It has pitcher plants. It has the gopher tortoise, and we have a kayak and canoe launch down there. It goes into Wolf Bay eventually. It's a great asset for the community.
It's absolutely gorgeous. Tell me, all mayors are very prideful and proud of where they live. What makes Foley stand out above the rest in your mind?
People. We have really good people, and that's what makes a community. We have water, we have sunshine, but the community is a very volunteer-minded community, a lot of retirees, and just great people. I'm proud of them.
All right.
All right. We're proud that you allowed us to visit with you
pleasure.
today.
Come back.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And something unique to Foley and wonderful is it's very rich in history.
Very rich in history. And our reporter, Blake Brown, will tell you about a little bit of that history right now.
Hey, thank you, Mel. It's been 40 years since the L&N Railroad made its last trip through Foley, but the sounds of that train can still be heard to this day. And the Foley Railroad Museum is open throughout the week. They are always looking for volunteers. They say to call them if you are interested in volunteering. For now, reporting live in downtown Foley, Blake Brown, News 5.
All right.
Thank you very
Blake.
much, Blake. You know, it takes a lot of hard work to put on a newscast like this one. Take a look.
It really does. A lot of time and effort goes into putting on the hometown tours, and we have a great crew working behind the scenes, making everything else look really easy, if you will. There we're looking at Mick Ward, who's behind one of the cameras, but we have several out here and a lot of crew members. It can be very stressful putting it together. We're working with some real professionals. It can be a tough job, but if you know your way around the camera like Mick Ward does, you could win some cash. This is really cool. I'm going to tell you about a contest. United Bank, along with the American Bankers Association Education Foundation, are holding the contest. It's called Lights, Camera, Save. What you do, you make a creative video about saving some money, submit it online. Hey, you could win up to $3,000 in savings bonds. Who wouldn't love that? So get shooting. The contest ends November 1st.
All righty, that sounds really exciting.
Yeah, it does. $3,000.
You know, it takes a lot of hard work to put on a newscast like this on our hometown tour. It takes a lot of hard work to gather the news of the day. So for the news of the day, let's check in now with Jessica Taloni in our WKRG studios.
Mel and Roseanne, certainly plenty happening today. First, should he stay or should he go? There is a growing movement in Biola Battery to ask the city's controversial mayor to step down. Tonight, the mayor and city council meet for the first time since his indictment. We'll have the very latest next on News 5 at 6 o'clock.
And as you plan for the big festival, we've got dry air, plenty of sunshine, temperatures in the 80s. All that's coming up in your forecast.
Live look from Foley. That's where Mel and Roseanne are there for our hometown tour. We're going to be checking back in with them a little bit later. But first, at this hour, the Bayou-La Batre City Council is meeting for the first time since the city's mayor was indicted on federal fraud charges. Mayor Stan Wright told me yesterday he will not step down. In fact, he says no one has asked him to resign. The mayor and his daughter are accused of transferring land and money to hide a profit the mayor made when his property was sold to the city. Wright's also accused of intimidating a witness in this federal investigation. Tonight, some in the Bayou are questioning Wright's ability to be an effective mayor.
I think he should take it under consideration of what's going to be best for the city. Is it to stay there or resign?
A council person is being asked to ask the mayor for his resignation tonight, but whether or not it happens, we don't know.
Mayor Stan Wright arrived at the City Hall for the council meeting about an hour ago. Wright says tonight will be business as usual. News 5 has a crew at City Hall. We will have the very latest on News 5 at 10. Still no arrest in the murder of a preacher's son in Pritchard. Romano Campbell Sr. was found yesterday shot several times in his chest at a home on Gartman Road. Pritchard police have not named any suspects in the case. And just an hour before that shooting, police in Mobile started searching for the person who killed a man in downtown Mobile. Kenny Hughes was found shot in the middle of North Ann and Congress Streets. He was taken to the hospital where he later died. It is not clear what led to the shooting. So far, no arrests in this case either.
Now, Alan Seals with First Alert Weather.
Our day started off very sticky and humid, and little by little through the afternoon, the clouds got teenier and tinier, and now they are just about gone.